Alrighty, what up YouTube? Uh, Here with another video about the update for my lily bulb that I bought about a week ago. I posted a video last Friday when I put it in the actual tank. And here's a follow-up video. This is one of the bulbs. This one right here is actually sprouting three little leaf stems or leaves. So that's pretty cool. It's in the pot in the back now. I do have another one right there in the back. There's another lily right over there. And that one's actually sprouting a few leaves also. So yeah, it's looking good. I did have one bulb that hasn't sprouted and actually started to get fungus on it, so that's not looking too hot, so that's kind of unfortunate. But otherwise than that, I did move a few plants around. This Amazon sword right here, or three of them, actually moved up to this larger 40-gallon. I moved some Anubias around, and then right over here in the front left, I actually have a dwarf sage. So I got a few plants also. I got this dwarf sage, which is pretty cool. Only a few little groups of plants, so I'm waiting till that spreads out. I got this moneywort, which is awesome. So I got it from Green Oasis Aquarium, or Green Oasis Farms on eBay, so that guy was pretty cool. Actually gave me a few extra plants, so if you get a chance, go ahead and go over to eBay, buy some plants from him, I suppose. So it was a good experience overall. In the far back behind the moneywort, don't know if I could, zoom in on that, but I actually have some Pongeton seeds. They actually started sprouting, so that's pretty cool. I did move my crypts around to the edge of the tank because the center of the tank is where the most light shines, and that's where I have most of my higher demanding plants, with the exception of the lily in the far left corner. Now I put the crypts on the side because they demand less light, so I don't want to burn them out. So I put the more demanding light plants in the center. And then I think that's about it for this top tank. So the lilies are growing, so this is a good sign. Hopefully they don't get too big because I have a lot of plants in here. But I did get more plants in my 10 gallons right up here. I'll show you this far right one first. Oh, wow. Sorry about that glare. Still remember these tanks are outside, so it was about 10 o'clock in the morning, so there's a glare. So new plants here. Let's see. In the back I have water wisteria. It was grown immersed, so the leaves are actually a little bit bigger than I'd like. But once those melt away, new growth should come in with skinnier, pinier leaves. I did move my my power head, my small water fountain power head, to the top left. Before it was just facing, I guess, sideways. And I got another Java Fern narrow leaf in the back. I don't know if you can see that right there. I got a big group of them. Let's see if I can show you. Oh, well, it looks like leaves now. But yeah, I got a group of narrow leaf Java Ferns, so I'm pretty excited for that. I did hear that those narrowleaf Java Ferns grow a little bit faster than the standard Java Fern, which is the one you see right in front. But yeah, I really like Java Fern just because how hardy it is. It literally thrives in almost any tank. I actually used to have it in a bucket and it didn't do so well. That's because it was in a bucket, and I believe the temperature swings were too great for it the temperature swings were so great that actually hindered the plants or stressed out the plants from actually growing. I put a few more plants in this middle tank also. This tank's a lot cleaner, or clear. I believe I had the balance of this tank set up pretty well. So I got water wisteria in the back, same one from the bunch from eBay. And then I have actually Java Fern Trident in the far back, which was a plant I've been trying to get for a while, so pretty excited about that. These plants on the far left, they look more lush, is because before, last week, I actually had one of these bunches of Java Fern Windevil or Windev up top in the 40, and I actually moved it down here, so that's why it looks more full and lush. I did move those swords that were in this tank last week up to the 40 also, and brought down the crypts down here just so they could get a little bit less light. Um, that actually be wrong, because there's actually two sets of lights that are working above these 10 gallons, so it actually might be getting more light, but I mean it looks fine. It's not melting. So I mean, yeah, so it looks good. My Basmati is right there just chilling. And then my water lily right there, my banana lily in the back, actually sprouted another leaf, so I'm pretty excited for that. I'm gonna try to trim it down, get it as bushy as I can, because I know that once these banana lilies grow up, they kind of they turn into just like like almost a pond lily. They're pretty big, to be honest. They look small and cute right now, but they actually do get a lot bigger. And then for this far left tank, which is I think the dirtiest tank or not, I don't know. It's a work in progress. This tank is the tank that had ick. Now all my ick is gone. I did heat treat it and salt treat it. There's some algae on the sides because I took out my Nerite snails because I was scared the salt might kill them. But I don't know too much about those Nerite snails, so I just took it out just in case. Now, I'm not sure about any of these plants I actually have in here. I kind of just went to my local fish store and saw them, and I was like, hey, that looks cool. Let's give it a shot. So, I mean, fish keeping, plant keeping is like kind of live and learn type of thing, so I just picked up these plants to see if they do well in my system. Now this tank on the far left is actually under a 30 watt 65K light, so I assume they're getting enough light. And I do dose these tanks with Excel and Flourish also by Seachem, so not running CO2 per se, but I'm still running a carbon source, so hopefully that's enough for them. Let's check out these plants. So I just put them in yesterday, so hopefully they don't look like they're gonna melt, but I'm assuming there's gonna be some type of like slight melting or adjusting. I don't know what this plant is up front. I believe that plant that I couldn't ID last week is actually a Ludwigia. Maybe a wide leaf or I'm not sure, not narrow leaf, but it is red. That plant is actually not doing so hot. I believe it's because I bumped up the temperature to cure the ick. Since then, I brought it down a lot, so the temperature is about 73 right now. So hopefully it kicks back, or the plant itself bounces back. And the salt might have damaged the plant a little. Here's plants don't really like salt, so yeah. In the back container, I believe I have Bacopa. I'm not sure, but it looks like Moneywort. But hey, I'm getting into these plants, so I'm learning new plants all the time. Some of them, they're hard to ID, so yeah. I think this reddish, purplish plant in the back is Ludwigia also. I am not sure. I might be wrong. If I am, then just pretend I never said anything. And I have a small pot of three lily bulbs. None of them have sprouted yet, so I'm still waiting, hoping that they're just like little late bloomers. But then again, the guarantee is 3 weeks, and it's only been week 1, so I'll give it 2 more weeks until I start worrying, and then after that I'll be like, okay, maybe I should ship one of these bulbs in to get a replacement that actually grows. Yeah, so all my tanks are kind of more or less overstocked with plants, and that's the way I like it. If you look back here, like when you get a shot of all 3 tanks, the one in the middle is I believe pretty balanced. As far as fish load, plant load, now none of these fish are going to be permanently in these 10 gallons. Obviously, I have more 40 breeders in the back, but with that being said, I'm just gonna keep these here throughout winter, just because there's a small body of water, it's easier to heat. At least that's my logic behind it. And then after winter, I'll set up the 40s so they get more space. And having a lot of plants in a small 10 tank, makes it really look lush. I really like the look that has. But yeah, so these are my 310s with some turquoise rainbows. We've got Bosmanis in the middle, and then the far left we have Australian rainbows. And then there's some angels or grommies and crabs and snails in all three of the tanks, besides the left one. And then, fortunately, I want to update on this, but we got the Millennium rainbows right here. Last video I had actually 4. Unfortunately, one didn't make it past the quarantine. Now they're still in quarantine. I actually bumped the temperature up again. I brought it down a little, and I stopped dosing salt. And then the fungus, the body fungus, maybe it's calamaris, I'm not sure, came back. So I bumped up the temperature again. I added salt. So these 3 are looking good, but one of the rainbows unfortunately died. So hopefully these guys bounce back, and I've been doing like a religious water change every day, adding salt since then. So hopefully they do pretty well. And I guess we'll just end off with this tank right here, the 40 long. Yeah, so those fish are doing all right. Nothing seems to change, but those Chinese algae eaters, Jesus, every time the light turns on, they just demolish the tank. They get scurry and they get scared and they kick up plants. I don't know. I'm only temporarily keeping them here until the pond gets a little bit warmer over winter, and then I'll drop them back in, because I don't really like the fact that they're kicking up all like my plants. It's kind of annoying every day. You know, you got plants stuck in the filter or the power head intake, so it's kind of annoying. My Millennium Angel looking decent. Nah, it looks kind of lame. So actually I really want the yellow rainbow, a few more of the yellow rainbows, so maybe that's a little bit later on the road. But yeah, I'll probably make another follow-up video with to show my my pond lilies growing a little bit more, and if I do any changes I'll probably update you guys. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll probably see you guys next week, or maybe next Friday, who knows. Thanks, bye.